Hello, today I want to show a little more tips and tricks on how to prepare a single espresso. Now the thing is, when you drink lots of espressi, so I drink 3 to 4 espressi, for example, I only have 4 cups. And in order to reuse one, what I usually do is the machine is heated. I do without actually the coffee holder in it. I actually draw some water into here to heat up the cup, but then also to wash it, and that means I also wash the used spoon. That heats up everything and also the cup. While this heats up now, this goes to something like 50 degrees, 55 degrees Celsius. One funny thing is I put the spoons in a glass and put coffee beans in it. Then another thing is that, okay, what I want to show is, now it's heated, so I pour it away in the sink. And now what I want to show is how to, sometimes I even put another drawer in it and a little bit of water to clean it again. Now one thing is important, I put this in the dishwasher but unscrew the handle, you know, the wooden handle, you put it in and then it gets completely clean. Don't do that too often, but I think every once in a while it's actually a good idea to do that. Now everything is really hot, this is something like 50 degrees, you kind of burn yourself, and then close it. The cup still is hot. Usually there's a little drop of water in it. Now, important is, this is a single espresso, single outlet, and there's a double amount of water in here. That means if I now put the water in, there will be a double the amount of water coming in than is needed for a single espresso. So I didn't press hard enough, so after about a second or two, the espresso came out. Usually it takes something like 7, 8, 10 seconds. Now you press, and now there's a perfect crema, and now you can watch it come out. Crema is very good, still very good. And now when the crema actually puts a hole, which now starts, a hole into the espresso, then the crema stopped. And so this is kind of the espresso that you can then drink. And now in order, then usually I drink it, but I want to show here is also what is the taste of a coffee that comes out now. So I want to reuse that cup, so I'll drink that coffee. I'll check how good it is. A nice crema, but it came out too fast, so the crema is not dense enough. So it could be that the coffee grinder wasn't set to, it wasn't set to maximum, so maybe that was the reason, or I didn't press it hard enough because I was standing sideways. Okay, so that final two parts were really good. And now the thing is, what I wanted to see is, now there's still some water in it, and let the water come out with the coffee. And now just try this, how it tastes. This ruins a little bit now the beautiful taste I have in my mouth, but it's just as an experiment to see how that tastes. So if you would do a full espresso with just 9 grams of coffee, which is in the single one, the coffee would not be as good. Oh, terrible. It really is terrible, and it gets worse and worse. So if you go further down here, this is really, really bad, so but I like to kind of finish it off, and then that's it. And so what I usually then do is I put this into the sink and put a little bit of water on top, and then, as I said, you just heat up the same cup, the used cup, leave the water in for like half a minute. The cup is then very, very warm, and actually you can rinse it with that water, stir it, and then you can reuse the cup and the spoon, which is actually quite handy. So I think that was it. So the two things is try how the coffee tastes. I even tried the coffee, the first drops, when there is no crema on top. Just try that, how intense that is. It's not good, but it's just for me to understand what the taste of these first drops are, and then what the taste is of the crema part, so the mid part. It's like almost like in a distillery, where the first liter of the distillery, 1.5 liters of the distillery, my grandmother used to run a distillery, so that is really good. Sorry, that is really bad, and it's only for medical treatment. And then the next 10 or 15 liters, they're really good, and then the remaining 2 liters are really bad. And but you can still use it for medical purposes, but never drink it. And here it's kind of the same. But one of the things is I tried to omit the first, the black coffee, and that makes a different taste. So if you want to try it, to have the first drops not in the espresso, but I believe it's better to have those first black drops in it. So enjoy. I hope you like the video. Oh yeah, and then here the my normal system is to put this little mat here and stick it into here, and then it's all clean. Then I usually not so to avoid that the cups actually take dust. I put that over it, and now switch off the coffee grinder, switch off the coffee machine. Oh, there's one thing, you can switch off the coffee machine. So I have put an additional main switch here in order not to use the machine's switch, and you can switch it off so when you pull in the water, and sometimes then it goes on, it still comes on with 1,000 watts, but then before I press down, I switch it off, because it would waste the energy if it would then come up and stay for, I don't know, 20 seconds on with 1,000 watts. So I usually switch it off then, in order to save a little bit of energy. Okay, that was it, and enjoy your espresso, and comments are most welcome. Thank you very much.